Mr. Hamdani bravely sacrificed his life to try to help others on 9/11. After the tragedy, some people tried to smear his character solely because of his Islamic faith. Some people spread false rumors and speculated that he was in league with the attackers because he was a Muslim. But it was only when his remains were identified that these lies were exposed.
I've interviewed Peter King many times about these hearings that he's doing, and you gave a testimony there. Michael Chertoff said he has zero doubt that he knows for a fact that there are those that believe in the radicalization of Islam that are here in America. For example, you know, we've heard from controversial imams. We know there's recruiting going on here. We have the Nation of Islam with Louis Farrakhan. Does the Nation of Islam bother you at all?
Well, that's not an organization I'm associated with.
I'm asking,
let me just tell you this.
Should we investigate them?
I mean, I think we should investigate people where there's probable cause to believe they committed a crime. Now, that's what I believe. As a person who practiced law for 16 years, I don't think, even if you don't like what people are saying, that you should call the instrumentality of the criminal justice system down on them. You need evidence of a crime to investigate people in a criminal justice context, Sean. Yeah. I mean, I don't think that, I think that that's why we have a Constitution. That's why the Fourth Amendment says that there should not be searches unless there's a reasonable basis for it, and unless it's an emergency, there needs to be a warrant issued by a judge. I mean, so I'm one of those who believes in the Constitution. Just saying, let's investigate this person or that person just because I don't agree with their philosophy.
I think, again,
that's not something I go along with. I'm more of a constitutionalist.
Yeah, I'm a constitutionalist too.
I don't go in for the.
But the problem is,
so you and I must agree that we wouldn't just investigate a group because we don't agree with them.
The problem is,
we got to have more than that.
The problem is,
you agree with that, right?
The problem is that if we have, if you let me finish, I'm going to give you an answer. Relax. The problem is that if we have radical Islamists that believe in jihad as a means of achieving their goals, and they're in America, and our Homeland Security Secretary says so, and Peter King wants to investigate to check into it. It seems like a reasonable thing in light of 3,000 Americans killed on 9/11. I want to ask about your testimony, though, specifically, because you mentioned we're running out of time. I'll let you filibuster enough.
Sean,
I want to ask you about Hamdani because his remains were you talked about him in the hearing, and you got very emotional.
Yeah.
Okay. There's been a lot of criticism that you took that story out of context, that in fact there was maybe 1 or 2 or 3 reports that had been critical of him, but the Patriot Act mentioned him by name and in fact talked about what a great hero he was. Were you misleading the American people by saying that he had been attacked viciously?
Of course not. The fact is that, you know, I talked with his mother, I talked with his family, I talked with people who knew him and loved him. And I can tell you without a doubt that they were very much aggrieved about some of the rumors that some people, not all, were throwing around about him after they didn't know he was alive or dead. So all I try to do is humanize a guy who gave everything for his fellow countrymen and women. I was actually surprised that some people, including you, Sean, had such a negative emotional reaction when all I did is try to talk about a guy who was a hero. You can't deny that there was some people who were throwing rumors, negative rumors about him, and so I don't know why you're so upset.
He was singled out and praised in the Patriot Act. You led the American people to think there was widespread public criticism of him. I'd ask you to show us, because I could only find 2 articles that cite what you say. 2. So if you have any more, send them to me, because I don't see them, and our own Patriot Act praised him for his courage.
Are you going to let me respond?
Yeah, go ahead.
Are you going to let me respond?
Go.
Do I get to respond?
Yes, you're responding.
What I'm saying is, what I said is that there were rumors that his family was very aggrieved about that were associating him with the attackers. They upset the family. They upset the community that young man happened to be from. And I talked about that, and I also talked about how when his remains were discovered, that he was redeemed, his reputation was restored. Now, I don't know what the big problem is, Sean. I'm highlighting a contribution of a heroic American.
I agree, and our country was right to do so.
But I would think that you would join me But I would think that you would join me in saying that those rumors, even if you think there were only a few of them, that those rumors weren't fair.
I just said it was the right thing to do.
Don't you agree with that?
What part of me saying it was the right thing to do to praise him?
What's the argument about?
You were saying that there was widespread condemnation.
What I was saying.
I support praising him for the hero that he was.
That is exactly what I was saying. I said, no, Mr. Hannity, people told nasty rumors about him. You know that's true. I don't know why you're fighting me on this. You should condemn the rumors and praise the American who died for other Americans. Why won't you join me in this?
All I want
why won't you say those rumors,
I did.
Even if you don't think
I already did.
Wait a minute.
I already did.
To the family.
You're not listening. If you listen, you get the answer you want.
What do you say?
I got it right. We're going around in circles here. Let me say one last thing to you.
What do you say to the family?
I say I am sorry for your loss.
What do you say?
Listen to me. I'll give you an answer.
To the family who suffered the rumors, what do you have to say? Do you say that was too bad?
Hello? I'll give you the answer. I say I am sorry for your loss. I am sorry.
Me too.
And I am also, your son was a hero, and I am glad this country it recognized him for his courage, which they did in the Patriot Act by name, which does not happen very often. It was beyond well-deserved, just like the firefighters and the policemen and the paramedics. And the only thing I want this country not to do, Congressman, and this is where maybe for a future discussion,
we have no disagreement on this issue.
I do not want. Our 9/11 Commission report said radical Islamists were at war with us. We must identify them. You seem unwilling to identify radical Islam as being at war with America. I don't.
I am willing to say that radical Islamists attacked America, but I'm also willing to say
at war with America.
Listen, look. Okay, fine. They're at war with America. Al-Qaeda is at war with America. No, wait a minute. Al-Qaeda is at war with America, but Al-Qaeda is not the only enemy of America. They're not the only violent extremists.
I didn't say that.
And I would ask you to stop trying to make it like only Muslims are the problem.
I didn't say that.
Our country has to protect
radical
from many
Islamists
sources.
are at war with America.
No, you keep on,
radical Islamists. I'm quoting the 9/11 Commission report. They were at war with us. We now had to engage them because if you go back to the embassy bombings, Kenya, Tanzania, the USS Cole, if you go back to all the other examples, and the first Trade Center attack, we ignored their attacks on us. In the name of God, they perverted a religion.
Is at war with America. I stand opposed to Al-Qaeda. I stand absolutely opposed to their efforts to radicalize Americans. I stand absolutely opposed to them, and I think we should stand together on that.